This is meteorologist Andrew Marcos with my latest forecast for the blizzard of 26 as of Sunday morning, February 22nd. For some areas, this is still a very tantalizing forecast, but otherwise we are looking at a major to crippling blizzard for a lot of the Northeast. Blizzard warnings have now been expanded in the red area, covering the Maryland Eastern Shore, all of Delaware, southeastern Pennsylvania, the entire state of New Jersey, the New York City tri-state area, including Long Island, southern Connecticut, Rhode Island, eastern Massachusetts, and the southeast corner of New Hampshire. For some areas, this is the first time we have had a blizzard warning in a decade. We will likely see wind gusts of 40 to 60 miles per hour across much of the Northeast, and those on the eastern forks of Long Island and on the Cape could see gusts as high as 70 miles per hour. Due to the combination of heavy wet snow and very strong winds, we will likely see widespread power outages. Initially, most places will see rain or white rain during the day on Sunday, but as our storm rapidly deepens off the East Coast, we will see bands of heavy snow pushing in and continuing into the day on Monday. Those under the heaviest banding, which will likely stretch from Delaware to Massachusetts, will see extremely heavy snowfall rates peaking at 2 to as much as 4 inches per hour. But for those outside the heavy snow band, we will see sinking air known as subsidence, and that is where we will see much lighter snowfall rates. This results in a very sharp western cutoff in the heavy snow, likely setting up somewhere between Interstate 81 and the Delaware River. That's why the track is extremely critical, and specifically the timing of when that phase occurs and how quickly the storm bombs out off the coast. This is something that will come down to real-time tracking and could shift at the very last second. Additionally, those under the most intense banding have potential to see the rare phenomenon known as thunder snow. So putting this all together, this is my final official forecast. The most snow will fall on the immediate coastline from the Delaware beaches to the Jersey Shore to all of Long Island, eastern Connecticut, Rhode Island, and eastern Massachusetts. That is where I expect anywhere from 18 to 28 inches. Honestly, it would not surprise me if someone in that region also saw totals above 30. I also believe that based on banding, there's going to be a secondary max, likely setting up in northwest Jersey to around Newburgh, New York. If you live in the orange zone, expect anywhere from 12 to 18 inches, and I have expanded that back to the west some. This includes the entire state of Delaware, the Philly metro, pretty much all of New Jersey, up through the Hudson Valley, Connecticut, and then up through Worcester and southeast New Hampshire. If you live in the purple zone, expect anywhere from 8 to 12 inches, which includes the Maryland Eastern Shore, up through the Lehigh Valley and Poconos of Pennsylvania. That also extends as far north as around Albany, Springfield, Mass, and the Merrimack Valley of New Hampshire. I also think there's going to be a secondary max of 8 to 12 inches somewhere in, say, south central Pennsylvania to northern Maryland due to the inverted trough. If you live in the darkest blue zone, expect anywhere from 5 to 8 inches. That goes back as far west as, say, Baltimore, Annapolis, Lancaster, and Scranton, among others. I also think that zone extends up to State College, again because of the inverted trough. If you live in the next shade of blue, expect anywhere from 3 to 5 inches, which includes much of the DC area, though I would probably lean on the lower end of that. And finally, if you live in the turquoise zone, which includes most places southwest of DC and north of Harrisburg, expect only 1 to 3. The biggest question mark with the storm and the biggest avenue for bust potential would be a last second shift to the east, which is dependent on when that phase occurs.